Hey guys, and welcome back to NBA 2k18 MyGM with the Celtics. Last episode, we faced off against the Cavs in the season opener, and LeBron James went down with a high right ankle sprain. He's out for about 1 to 2 weeks. This is a gigantic blow for the Cavs. Hopefully, he makes a good recovery and we'll see him in the playoffs. First thing we're doing this episode is we are looking at trades for Terry Rozier. I found this one with the Lakers, sending Terry Rozier to the Lakers for Ivica Zubac, the great center, and a 2020 second round pick. Definitely going to do this trade. Would love to upgrade that center position. And there we go. Next, we got to look at a trade for Al Horford. Kyrie looks a little upset. We need to talk to him in our office. Kyrie asking about getting traded for his position. There is no trade, Kyrie. You are not getting traded at all. Good. His morale is going to go back up. Our Terrence Brooks, our assistant GM, is going to go down a bit, but that is not that big a deal. Al Horford's still on the trade block. We got to try and find a trade for him. So let's put up Al Horford. The big thing with Al Horford is his massive $27 million salary. So we need to find, first of all, look at our roster and see what we need. Possible backup point guard would be good. Backup point guard or shooting guard. So let's take a look here. We have Jaylen Brown. We're going to go ahead and edit him and turn him into a shooting guard to fill up that backup shooting guard void. Shooting guard and make his secondary small forward. Very nice. Go ahead and accept the changes on him, and that is a nice backup shooting guard. We do have an abundance of small forwards, but we also need the power forward. So I'm going to go to Marcus Morris, edit his player, and we're going to change him to a power forward. So vitals, and we'll go down to power forward and change his secondary to small forward. There is our power forward, Marcus Morris. Very, very nice. And finally, we have to get rid of Al Horford. So at this point, I'm just going to trade Al Horford for whatever best pick I could get. So guys, if you actually go into your roster and we have changed Al Horford to a power forward, he becomes an 84 overall. He actually goes up 1 overall, and this unlocks the trade finder. So I've been through all the trades, and I think I found a trade that is incredibly valuable for us. So we're going to go ahead and do a trade finder for Al Horford. And if we go to number 16, this is a straight up trade. Al Horford, along with the 2019 second round pick, which we all know does not make that much of a difference, for the 24-year-old 85 overall Andre Drummond. First of all, his salary is actually $4 million less than Al Horford, and he's 24 years old, has that possibility for progression. So there is no reason why I am not taking this trade. We get the cap relief, we get another better player in Andre Drummond, so the team is looking way, way better. Also, I checked the contract extensions, and Marcus Smart is going to expect $17 million a year. That is not going to happen. He does not have the potential to get $20 million from us. He only has a B potential, so there's no way that's going to happen. So I'm thinking we may want to look at possible trades for backup point guards, or to even look in the free agent market. So if we look for point guards, we have a couple options here. We have Pierre Jackson, who I always liked. He's a quick guard. He's got a good three-point shot. He's a good ball handler. Or we have Trey Burke, a great outside shooter. He's got a good ball handling as well. 24 years old. So I'm thinking that we may actually want to sign Trey Burke to a couple-year contract. Hopefully, we'll be able to get his potential to go up at a B- right now. But I think this would be a great addition in case Marcus Smart asks for too much money. But we do need to release someone, and I'm going to go to the bottom of our roster, and we have Adele Nader, 24 years old, sorry, we're going to have to send you to the free agent market, and we are going to go and pick up Mr. Trey Burke. Let's go ahead and negotiate a contract. I want to get a contract for as many years as I can, hopefully to get his potential up. Talking to Trey Burke, I love the player models in these little meetings. They're very, very good. Let's make a deal. He's offering 1 year, $4.2 million. I'm gonna try and get him for as long as I can. Try and get that $4 million or that 4-year contract. I'm actually gonna put a team option at the end of that, just in case his potential isn't working out. And I'm gonna offer this to him. And it looks like, ooh, he doesn't want the commitment, but we should be able to re-sign him. There's no way I'm spending 1,100 VC on that. So we are going to go back down to that $1.55 million deal. Go ahead and offer it to him. And there we go. Trey Burke's now on the roster. Nice backup point guard. There we go. So now, in case of Marcus Smart leaving, we do have another backup point guard. This offseason, I'm going to look at trying to get another shooting guard. That's the position where we're lacking the most. Power forward is also a possible position that we need to address. But I think right now with JaMychal Green and Marcus Morris holding it down, we should be pretty good. So here is the new look Boston Celtics. We got Andre Drummond, we got Isaac Zubac, and we got Trey Burke. Let's go ahead and adjust the game plan as well. I want to put, let's see here. So Marcus Smart and JaMychal Green in the lineup, correct. Jason Tatum is our 6th man, Jaylen Brown, Zubac, Marcus Morris, Aaron Baines. We are actually going to switch out Aaron Baines for Trey Burke and put him at that 10th man for our second starting lineup. Very, very nice. The next thing we need to do, guys, is we need to look at our staff. First of all, I see 2 duplicates, so immediately one of these has to go. Mason Miller is one of the best scouts in the NBA, along with Cuba Gooding Jr., but we have a C- trainer. I do not want a LeBron type injury happen to Kyrie or Gordon Hayward. So we're going to look at some potential, let's look at his badges. He's less likely to get injured due to rigid workouts. However, tends to overwork his players. So those kind of cancel each other out. What we're going to do is we're actually going to fire Ed Thompson real quick. Unfortunately, we're going to have to let him go, but we're going to get a major upgrade for our trainer. And hopefully that will negate some possible injury. So we're in our meeting here with Ed Thompson. I'm just going to fire cordially. There's no reason to say that he was the worst trainer of all time. So Ed Thompson, goodbye. All players actually lose a morale. That is a new feature, that when a staff member gets fired, they lose some morale. But we are going to pick up Jimmy Lynch. He's got 2 nice badges. No negative badges right there. He's already an A+ trainer. So we're going to go ahead and hire him real quick. So here we are. Howdy, Jimmy. I don't say howdy in real life, but that's fine. 4-year, $330,000. That sounds perfectly fine to me. So let's just hold on to these keys real quick. Get this salary up to $331 million, and that should be perfect. $350K, perfect. And we got the new trainer. So the staff is looking very good. I may want to replace our assistant coach, but besides, oh my goodness. Terrence Brooks is an F in both of them. Okay, we're going to have to make some staff changes here. Terrence Brooks is going to have to go. If you have an F in both categories as a GM, you're horrible at trades, you're horrible at contracts. Literally the only thing you can do is draft 2 players a year, and that's not going to get us where we need to go. So we're going to come in here and we're going to unfortunately fire Terrence Brooks. And all players lose their morale, that's fine. But we're going to pick up a way better assistant GM. We have Keith Waters here, who is a B+ at negotiation, B at trading. Let me actually take a look at his negative badge real quick. So we have a snake, so that's understandable. He wants us to fail so he can take our position. But we are not going to let that happen. So we're going to go ahead and get Keith Waters in here. I cannot believe that Terrence Brooks was an F in both positions. But we are getting a major upgrade to our staff right now. $183,000. That is actually, wow, he's actually not taking that much for an assistant GM. There we go. And finally, we need to get a new assistant coach. So let's go ahead and view the candidates here. Trent Peterson looks good. Nice offense. I want to get someone balanced, so I think we're going to go with Otis Newman. He's also got a C in the scouting department, which could be very helpful, helping us with our scouting as well. So I'm going to head and we're going to fire Jamie Young here. Just going around the entire training staff and just giving it a whole, essentially a whole new upgrade. So talk to Jamie Young here and we can replace him. And after that, the staff should be somewhat perfect. Here we are with Jamie Young. Thank you for the opportunity. Wow, 2 down for the morale, but we are going to replace him with Mr. Otis Newman. Get him in the conference room. Hopefully he doesn't ask for too much money, because all our money is going to go to Brad Stevens once his contract is up. Go ahead and get this negotiation near $1 million, which would be expected for an assistant coach. But let's go ahead and get this salary going. That's one thing they need to change. They need to be able to type in possibly a number that you want to pay your assistant coach instead of having to hold down the trigger or hold down the keyboard in order to pay him. 1.3 million should be perfect. Otis Newman, new assistant coach. Alright guys, we made some major changes this episode and I would like to do one more possible trade. If we go into our trade and our picks for the next 2 years, we have our 2018 pick this year, but next year we have 3 different picks. The Grizzlies top 5 protected pick, the Kings protection pick, which I believe is if the pick is number 4 or above, the Kings retain it. If not, the Celtics get that pick. And then the lottery protected pick for the Clippers. I was just in this prospect. I was just looking at this draft. And if we look at the prospect scouting for this, there are a couple players right here that are looking to be some of the best players I've ever seen in one of these generated drafts. Jackson Baldwin, A, B+, B. Look at this. Look at the grades. They're just incredible. He's a 6'10", 250-pound small forward with these type of stats. It's just looking at him, he looks like another amazing player. A top pick. He is, of course, the number 1 draft rank right now. Has no weaknesses. A solid player overall. So this player, along with Freddie Staples, if we look at him, another great player, really athletic, good 3-point shooter, and Mirko Petrovic, another 7'1", 230 pounds from Croatia. Just amazing overall players. I think we really need to try and move up in this draft. Looking at it right now, the Cavaliers have our Nets pick, and that's looking at they're going to draft Jackson Baldwin from Kentucky. I want to see where our possible picks would be. So if we look at the picks we are looking at getting the 27th pick in the draft. I want to definitely move up. So what we're going to do is I'm going to try and find a trade for this 2019 Clippers lottery protected pick. I want to try and get a first round pick for this year's draft. That is what I'll be looking for. Or if we get an exceptionally good player, we could do that as well. But right now, I'm really not seeing anything that looks of good value to me. So we're going to try and make our own trade work. Yes, I'm not seeing any 18 first round picks. No 18 first round picks. Okay, then we're going to have to try and trade. We're going to trade a pick, and we're going to trade our Clippers pick. It's a 1.5 star pick. It looks pretty decent. But we're going to go around, and what's a team that looks to be in the lower half of the league this season? So let's go into our mock drafts. I'm thinking something like 10 through 15, so we could look at the Heat pick from the Suns. The Nuggets pick could be good. Also, Portland's pick. So let's go and see if we can make a trade with the Denver Nuggets for their first round pick this year. So let's go ahead and go to the Nuggets right here. We'll go ahead and take this unprotected pick. So that is looking like a 2-star pick. Also, I'm thinking we throw in this second round pick from the Lakers in 2020. That could probably bump us up, and unfortunately can't. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and go back to the Nuggets. And maybe if we put a protection on this pick, we could get it. So let's go top 5 protected. Top 5 protected, and let's see if this trade is going to work. Still not giving it up to me. We're going to try one last thing. We're going to do top 10 protected. So hopefully the Nuggets do good, but not that good this season. So we're going to do top 10 protected and see if this trade works. Unfortunately, it doesn't. Now, what we could do is we could always try and trade up on draft day depending on where our pick falls, depending on how the other picks we have look in the next coming years. But that will be all for today's episode of MyGM. We made some major upgrades, got Andre Drummond for Al Horford, picked up Isaac Zubac in trade, picked up Trey Burke from free agency. The team's looking pretty good. Revolutionized the staff. So thank you guys for watching. Be sure to subscribe for more NBA 2K18 MyGM. Thank you guys so much for the support you guys have been given on the previous 2 episodes, and we'll see you next time.